another Shelters by Jesus podcast. I'm Pastor Richard Berry. I am the senior pastor of Shelters by Jesus. And we're so excited that you're with us today because I think you're going to love what we have going on here. If you want to be a part of it, go on sheltersbyjesus.com, and you'll, after you see all of this, you go, well, I'd like to support them. Well, $9 a month will help get off the street some of the folks you're going to see today. We got some awesome ones. Got a couple young moms and some babies. They're going to give stories, so you're in for a treat today. So the other thing is, if you are interested in my books, I got 4 books. Sheltered by Jesus, all about the stories of this place, the miracles, the battles, everything. Got a 5th one on the way. But if you want them, give us your name and address, and just say how many you want. You want all 4? You want 1 to 4? If you got some, whatever, let us know, and we'll be glad to send them. Also, we do tours here. If you'd like to meet some of these people in person and find out that they're actually people, they're not feral animals like some think. These are wonderful people. And come over to 12 McClellan Street in Skowhegan, Maine. That's 12 McClellan Street. And call ahead, set up an appointment at 207-474-8833. And our Chief of Staff, Seth Roberts, will be glad to talk with you, set up a tour. We'll take you, show you the facilities, see everybody stays, meet people, see what we're doing. We love giving tours. And so we want people to know where their monies are going. And the other thing with my books, every penny goes to the shelter. I'm not selling books to make money for me. The $10 are free, whichever one you can afford, and the donations go here. So we're ready to go, and welcome. And I have some ladies with me. I'm so excited about them. They have me both Caitlin, so we get a little confused once in a while. So we go with Caitlin 1 and Caitlin 2, like thing 1 and thing 2. And so we're going to go left to right. So this Caitlin will be Caitlin 1, and that Caitlin will be Caitlin 2. Now that's left to right on me. I don't know if you're looking backwards. Same thing? All right, so we're on the same. And they got babies with them. First of all, we got Caitlin 1 with a little fella. How old's your baby?
This isn't my baby, actually.
Well,
this is my niece.
Okay, that's somebody's baby.
She's going on a month and a half old.
It's your baby.
It's my baby.
It is. I don't want any more babies. But she's going on a month and a half old.
She's a month old.
She's the light of the church. She is.
And her name is?
Victoria.
Victoria, like Queen Victoria.
Indeed.
And around here, she's treated like Queen Victoria.
Oh, absolutely.
She definitely is.
So, Caitlin 2, since that's your little one, would you tell people how you feel about being here with her? Now, how many children do you have?
I have 6.
You have 6.
Yes.
So, we got a whole brood here, all right, from 4 weeks on up.
Yep.
To the oldest is what?
7.
7 years old.
Yeah.
All right. So, how do you feel about being here with 6 children in this place? Does it make you nervous? Are you happy? Are you sad? What's your situation here?
I mean, initially coming here, I was definitely very anxious. I was very, cautious because I didn't know what I was coming into. I mean, you think shelter, you think kind of like at least where I'm from, we don't have 24/7 shelters, so I didn't know what I was coming into.
So you expected to go out days?
Correct.
Correct?
So yeah, that's where, being in the middle of nowhere, for the shelter that I didn't know was 24/7, and probably would have had to left during the day because that's all we have where I'm from. So that's what I thought what I was walking into, and especially, I've never been in the position to have to worry about where.
Okay, you gotta speak up a little bit. Talk louder. Be a man, boys. Use your outdoor voice.
But yeah, so I think that I just, the stigma of being in a shelter is not the best. So coming here definitely altered, how I felt about shelters.
So this changed your opinion of homeless shelters?
Absolutely, very much so.
Right. So Shelters by Jesus was not what you expected.
Correct.
Is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
So do you have any fear, now that you're here, do you have any fear about your children being in a shelter?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So how do you see it with the folks here? How do you see people treating your babies?
Endless love, support, and I think that, they've pretty much grown to be like family at this point. I mean, I have no issues with anybody. Everyone's been very kind.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, and we're excited. Now, you also, I'm gonna get to Caitlin one in a second, but I want to stick with you for a second because you are actually getting a place, correct?
Yes. In Augusta.
In Augusta.
Yes. So I actually have been waiting a little while for it, and it finally passed inspection. I got the email yesterday that as of today, it's move-in ready.
So we're gonna be down 6 children and 1 mommy.
Yes.
And you're here without a husband. You're here by
Yes.
yourself.
Single
You're actually
parent.
literally taking care of 6 all by your lonesome.
Yes.
All right. So you're gonna take all the women with you to the apartment? So you got all these babysitters?
I'd 100% do that if I could. Because they're all awesome.
Let me just leave my husband for you. It's fine.
Yeah, see, it's fine. We'll just have
We'll
our own
take
little
all our
group.
kids. It's fine. We can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's
We can fit in a 3-bedroom.
So Caitlin 2.
Caitlin 1.
Caitlin 1. You're Caitlin 2. Seth, you're gonna have to point 1 and 2 to help me out here, man. You gotta kind of guide me through this. Caitlin 1. All right. We actually had on one of our podcasts this last week. We had your husband
And my in-laws.
and your
Yes.
in-laws, which was really cool.
Yes.
And they were pretty excited that you were here, actually.
Oh yes. So actually, my in-laws are the ones that referred us here. Always talking about the North Monmouth Church and how everyone's connected and how great everyone is. And, at first we were kind of hesitant, knowing everything about shelters. I'm like, people, I don't want to have to leave during the day. I don't want to be, brought to all these big expectations of, like, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this. And I was worried. I'm like, I got 4 kids. One of them being autistic and high on the spectrum and, needing a lot more care than. And I was just like, I can't afford to leave during the day. And then when they explained, hey, no, it's a 24/7. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about, not being able to feed your babies or not having enough clothes because everyone here has just thrown everything at us.
So
And it's-
you don't feel your children have suffered any by being at a shelter?
Oh, absolutely not. If anything, they've gained. They got endless toys, so many clothes, so many jackets now. I swear, each of my kids have at least 3 jackets apiece.
Really?
Like, I keep having socks thrown at me because my kids lose socks. It's fine.
All right. Well, that's a blessing to hear from you girls that you're not afraid that Shelters by
Oh,
Jesus is
absolutely not.
not a place you fear. Because between the 2 of you now, we have 10 kids here.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So you pretty much filled. You come in and
It's a
make a
lot.
shelter.
Yeah.
We got our own daycare.
We got Caitlin daycare. There you go.
Pretty
Daycare.
much.
So, all right. So, where did you girls come from before here? Where were you at before here?
So for me, we were stationed in Washington for a little bit.
When you say station, what do you mean by that?
So paramilitary. We
Okay.
were on the military base in Washington, which is JBLM.
Okay.
We were there for about 4 years, and then our plan was to move to Georgia and be with my family there. But on the way there, my car broke down in Missouri.
Your family's in Georgia.
They are. But again, my car broke down in Missouri, so our change of plans slightly. And I stayed with my mom for a little bit in Illinois, got on our plan, and came here.
Okay.
Coming here, we had some hiccups in the way and trying to get over them, so that's how we ended up here. Waiting for housing is taking a little bit longer than we expected. But hopefully, within the next month and a half, we'll be in a place. They say it's looking good, so.
So you're on a list to get housing though.
Oh yeah, I'm next in line. They're just waiting for the place to open up. Somebody said that they're getting ready to vacate. So once it opens up, I'll go through my screening process and it's in the door.
Okay. So what led to homelessness for you? What caused you guys to be homeless?
Probably losing our car, to be honest.
Okay.
Like I said, we were going from Washington to Georgia. We had everything that we had literally in our car. Breaking down in Missouri, it took all of our money, everything that we had saved to get into a place. It took everything. Having to pay, for my car to go to some random junk lot, and then, pay for my expenses to somehow get my family of 6 all the way to a new state and not have anything. It was hard. Having to move twice, expenses aren't what they used to be.
No, they're not. No,
And
they're
now
not.
everything seems to be more expensive. It's just,
So what happened to you could happen to anybody.
oh, absolutely.
Because people get the idea that people are homeless because they're on drugs or on
Oh,
alcohol.
absolutely not.
They're breaking
You
the
have
law.
one big thing happen that, messes up all your bills or messes up all your plans, and it completely sets you off the track.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a
thank
lot
you,
of-
because that goes contrary to the stigma of homelessness. So, Caitlin, too, what led to you being homeless?
The house that I was in, that I lived in for the last 3 years, the owner wanted to sell it. And he sold it very quickly because of this seller's market. I had gotten into, subsidized housing. I tried to get into subsidized housing. I tried to, apply for different, many places. Unfortunately, when you're a single parent of 6 kids, in this economy is really, really rough. So,
Yes.
finding anything affordable was just outrageous.
So what did you run across for prices for housing that would fit you and your family? What kind of price range? Because I know a lot of people are ignorant of what prices out there. I was ignorant of it. I was shocked when I found out. So what have you found out? Where a single mom was 6, what is a cheap end? What's the low end?
From what I was seeing, a minimum of like $2,100 a month.
$2,100 a month.
And that's with nothing, like no utilities included.
Really?
That's like the bare minimum, especially where I was looking, because I had to move to Augusta because my son has behavioral disorders that require a lot of services, and he was able to get them there. So, a 1-bedroom alone there was $1,650 a month, and it was
One bedroom apartment is
$1 was
$1,650?
$1,650 a month.
And you're lucky if you make that 2 weeks, to 3 weeks.
Exactly, and it's outrageous. But I was able to find subsidized housing. I was able to be bumped. The problem was it took a lot longer than what we were expecting. We ended up waiting. What turned from 1 month turned into 6 months.
So you got caught between, that's why you wound up here,
Correct.
right?
So the last month I was in a hotel because the owner actually let me stay a little bit longer at her house for a little bit.
Okay.
So I absolutely just couldn't. And then I had to go to a hotel. And I stayed there for a month. It was way too costly. It was $160 a night.
Whoa.
And at that point I ended up messaging her and I was like, hey, like I'm really short, like what can I do? She's like, hey, like I know this place, let me see if I can help you. And she was able to help get me in here.
So Caitlin 1 brought in Caitlin 2.
Yes.
I did.
So
Worst mistake I ever made. No, I'm kidding.
It's okay. I know.
Well, you girls were in here when we had the 40-degree wind chills and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So with 10 kids and the 2 of you as friends, what would have been like if you would have had to gone out in that with all these babies? What would you have done? How would you handle it?
So if we would have gotten into the shelter that, was local to us, it was, you leave during the day. 6 a.m. every morning, you leave, you don't go back until 8 p.m. And that's walking the streets, trying to find a store to walk in for 12 plus hours. It's impossible. You can't lug around all of your stuff, your belongings, your kids. You need like 15,000 carts just to push your stuff around. It's not likely. It's not the life for anybody.
So if somebody was to ask you girls, why should we invest $9 a month in this place? Are we going to get a $9 a money's worth, or is this money going to be used frivolously or whatever? Because you hear of it all the time. That there's salaries out there. They get thousands and thousands of dollars worth of salaries and all of that, so the money don't reach them. But what would you say if people are thinking right now, well, I'm wondering about going to sheltersbyc.com and giving the $9 a month. Why should I do that? And can I be comfortable doing that? What would you girls say to that?
I'd say do it. Donate. Whether it's $9 a month, food, clothes, it all gets used here. All of it. It's never gone to waste. Whether it's put into, things that people need personally or things that the churches need, it's put in here. Every single penny. And it's worth it.
So you tell people they can be comfortable, give it.
Absolutely. I know I've donated. When I can do it, I do it.
All right. We lost one Caitlin and a Candy, I guess.
She's momming right now.
I see she's momming. Well, at least she's not on the street momming.
That's right.
Okay.
That's very true.
That's all right.
No, I'm just chasing gremlins.
So I just want you folks to get an idea what this is all about. It's not just men and somebody who pitches off in a corner that's causing problems, and somebody that's drunk or drugged out or whacked out or in jail. This is everything. And we got, you met 2 of the ladies and their children. This could be your kids and your grandkids. These could be your daughters right here. These two Caitlins could very easily be your daughter. I'd go out of my mind if it was my daughters or granddaughters that are in this type of situation. And I'd be real thankful the Shelters by Jesus is here. I'm proud of our ministry. I hope you'll consider being a part of it as well. And if you're still wondering, should I give, come for a tour, please. Come see us. There's always going to be people out there that are going to have negative stuff to say. You know where the negative comes from? Number one, it comes from people who've never been here, that only heard rumors themselves. Or it comes from somebody that came here and decided they didn't want to be here any longer and they want to say something negative. I would say, do yourself a favor. If you want to know, come yourself. And the Lord will bless that. He will bless you if you come. He's blessed everybody that's given to this ministry. And He loves this ministry. He loves the babies. Jesus said, let the babies come. Well, we're taking care of them. But to do what we're doing, we don't get tax money. We don't get grants. All we have are people that love Jesus that are given out of their heart. So welcome to Shelters by Jesus. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for a lot more. And y'all come back now. You hear?